Good evening. Here's the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am yours faithfully, Mo Rire Lolawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. We are set for indefinite strike. FG dribbling horse. ASU. Don't punish drug abusers, treat them. Group to acquire bomb government. Police drag man to court over alleged 9.6 million naira fraud in Osun. Court sentences internet fraudster to 4 months in prison. An infant mother, lack of legal representation, stalls arraignment of suspects. And to IPOP story, I would not tolerate smear campaign, division, infighting, Anambra warns. Gunmen invade Anambra community, kill traffic official. And breaking on the sad one, OAU students. Police withdraw murder case against Adedoyin. And to foreign story, France to scrap COVID-19 test rule for vaccinated travelers. And sport, it will be harder for you at Ronaldo's age, Lewandowski to Messi. Now the news and details. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has said its members in universities across the country would embark on another strike soon should the federal government fail to implement the memorandum of action it signed with the union last year. The chairman of ASU at the Ladiki Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, Dr. Biodun Olaniro, and Secretary Dr. Toyin Abeguri, who said these in a statement he issued after the Congress of the Union held on Monday, stressed that the failure of the government to fully implement the agreement was worrisome. The union said it had resolved to embark on an indefinite strike if the federal government failed to accede to its demands within a certain period of time. It said members resolved to embark on an indefinite strike since the government was not ready to do the needful. While asking Nigerians to prevail on the government to avert the impending strike, the union said it had allowed many stakeholders to talk to the government, which had portrayed the union as a dog which could only bark but could not bite. The agreement was renegotiated in the name of peace, but to our dismay, the government has refused to sign the renegotiated agreement. In order to make the implementation of the agreement easy for the FG, the union has limited its demand to only 3. And to the next story, the Center for Research and Information on Drug Abuse, CRISA, has urged the Akwa Ibom state government to change its approach of tackling drug-related offenses. The non-governmental organization also warned the state government that the current style of criminalizing and punishing offenders may not address the issue. The program manager at the NGO, Mr. Insidibe Francis, who made a call during a media roundtable in Uyo, said, rather than criminalizing drug users, the government should consider rehabilitating them by engaging the services of experts to treat such patients. The center warned that there could be a spike in drug abuse as the 2023 general elections draw near, as many youth may be used to foment trouble and unrest. He urged the federal government and state government, as well as other relevant agencies, to partner with non-governmental bodies to ensure vigorous sensitization of young people across the country. The government needs to change its approach to tackling drug-related issues. Rather than criminalize and punish abusers, they should engage our services to sensitize and treat patients. The Osun State Police Command has dragged one Adebayo Adejogunmola before an Osogbo Magistrate Court for an alleged fraud of 9.6 million naira. The police prosecutor, Inspector Lamidi Rozak, accused the defendant of fraudulently converting 9.6 million naira proceeds of a truckload of dry maize, property of Akombi Kayode. He said that the accused persons committed the offense on January 26th at Capsfield Limited. Rozak further alleged that the offense was committed contrary to Section 383 and punishable under Section 390-419 of Criminal Code Cap 34, Volume 2, Law of Osun State, Nigeria 2003. The defendant, however, pleaded not guilty to the 2-count charge leveled against him. The defense counsel, Barrister Kainde Adepoju, pleaded to the court to grant the defendant bail on liberal terms. Magistrate A.A. Adebayo granted the accused bail of 200,000 naira with one shorty and adjourned the case to March 30th, 2022. An FCTI court sitting in Kubwa on Tuesday sentenced the 23-year-old man, Friday Owoicho, to 4 months in prison for impersonation. Owoicho, who pleaded guilty to the charge preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, begged the court for leniency, NAN reports. Justice Kezia Obunaya sentenced Owoicho without an option of a fine and warned him to desist from committing crimes. Earlier, the Prosecution Counsel, Chiamaka Njoku, told the court that a plea bargain agreement had been signed by the defense counsel, Timothy Estefanos, and its terms adopted. Njoku said the terms of the plea bargain was for the defendant to depose an affidavit of good conduct and a sentence of 9 months imprisonment or an option of 200,000 naira fine. She also told the court that Owoicho fraudulently impersonated an American citizen, Jesse Phillips, through a Hangout account with an email address, jessephillips693@gmail.com, sometimes in 2021. The prosecution counsel said Owoicho committed a crime with the intent to obtain the sum of 150 euros, adding that the offense contravenes Section 22(2)(b) of the Cybercrimes Act of 2015. As regards the death of Anifa, rocking Kano State and Nigeria at large, there is a new development. The arraignment of the suspected killer of 5-year-old Anifa Abubakar Abdul Malik Danko and his accomplices before State High Court on Monday suffered a setback as lack of legal representation for the suspect stalled the court case. Abdul Malik, alongside Ashimu Isiaku and Fatima Bashir, was charged to court on 5-count charges bordering on criminal conspiracy, kidnapping, confinement, and culpable homicide contrary to sections 97, 274, 277, 221 of the Penal Code. When the case came up before Justice Usman Naaba, they were not legally represented and they prayed the court to order Kano State government to provide legal representation for them. However, the prosecution counsel led by the State Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice, Musa Abdullahi Lawan, asked the court to give it a week to enable it to provide a 3-defendant legal representation. According to Lawan, the Ministry of Justice has already pressed a charge against Abdul Malik and 2 other defendants who were supposed to apply for the charges to be read to them at the court sitting today. Unfortunately, they do not have legal representation. This is a capital offense, which the Constitution says that you cannot try a person without legal representation. From North Part, we go straight to the southeast. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on Tuesday said he would no longer tolerate a smear campaign against IPOB and the legal team. The IPOB lead counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, disclosed these in a statement the news made in Owerri after they had visited Kanu at the detention facility of the Department of State Security, DSS, in Abuja last Monday. Kanu said those behind the smear campaign should be seen as traitors. Ejiofor, while quoting Kanu, he said, consistent with the subsisting order of the court, we paid our routine visit on Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We availed ourselves of the opportunity afforded by the visit to brief Onyedu on several services and occurrences issues. First, we acquainted him with the level of preparedness for the preliminary skirmishes that will take place in court in the criminal charge preferred against him. As you all know, proceedings in the criminal charge will resume on the 16th instance. To another tragic event. Gunmen have invaded Ekwolobia town in Agwata, local government area of Anambra State on Tuesday. According to an eyewitness, the gunmen shot and killed an unidentified official of the Anambra State Traffic Management Agency who was controlling traffic at the busy Ekwolobia junction. It was not yet clear if the gunmen were armed robbers, cultists, or bandits. As of the time of filing this report, the corpse of the ATMA official was still lying on the road. The state police spokesperson, DSP Tochukwu Ikenga, could not be reached immediately while the story lasts. And from there, we'll go straight to a shocking one which will shock Nigerians and in diaspora, even everyone around the globe. The news has it that the Nigerian police force has withdrawn a case against the owner of hotels and resorts Ile-Ife, Ramon Adedoyin, and 6 others charged with the murder of Timothy Adegoke, who died at the hotel on November 6, 2021. The Punch learned that the police told an Abuja High Court on Monday that the force wished to discontinue all proceedings in the murder case for further investigation. Others charged with the educationist Adedeji Adeshola 23, Madeline Chiefuna 24, Adeni Adelokba 37, Oluwale Lawrence, 37, Oyetunde Kazim, 38, Adebayo Kunle, 35, and others still at large. The police had moved Adedoyin and the 6 others from Osun State to Abuja for investigation and prosecution. According to the case summary and proof evidence earlier filed by the police, Adedoyin is being charged with illegally disposing of Adedoyin's body, altering and cancelling his payment receipt and removal of the hotel CCTV cameras with intent to destroy evidence. But in the notice of discontinuation of charge number CR/015/2022, brought pursuant to Section 108 of Administration of Criminal Acts 2015 on February 7, 2022, the police told the court to discontinue the matter. Take notice that the complainant discontinued all of the proceedings in this case against the above-named defendant for the further investigation, said Ochogu Ogbe of the Legal and Prosecution Section of the 4th Criminal Investigation Department, Abuja. One of the counsels for the defendant, Yusuf Ali San, confirmed the development to correspondent on Tuesday. From that story, we'll go straight to foreign story. France will soon drop its requirement of a negative COVID test for vaccinated travelers from outside the European Union as daily infection numbers continue to fall, Europe Minister Clement Boin said Tuesday. We again required tests in December over the Omicron variant. In the coming days, we will announce that tests are no longer needed for vaccinated people, Brown told France 2 television. Currently, anyone coming from outside the EU, including Britain, has to show a negative test result from the previous 48 hours regardless of vaccination status. This week, there will probably be a new European protocol for vaccinated people arriving from outside the EU with ease measures, he assured. EU members agreed on January 25th to better coordinate their travel rules, in particular for people crossing borders within the bloc. The Omicron surge prompted Italy and Denmark, for example, to impose recent negative test requirements for entry by fellow EU residents, as well as vaccination proof, a tightening of the rules that irritated officials in Brussels. French authorities began lifting a series of COVID restrictions this month, with nightclubs set to reopen from February 16th, and standing areas once again authorized for concerts and sporting events, as well as bars. The country recorded 46,001 COVID cases on Monday, a sharp drop from the record of just under 465,000 infections in mid-January. And finally, sports story. Bayern Munich striker Robert Lewandowski has said that scoring goals will be added for Lionel Messi when the Paris Saint-Germain forward reaches the age of Cristiano Ronaldo. Messi is currently 34, 2 years younger than Manchester United icon Ronaldo, and has found life a little difficult since leaving Barcelona for PSG. The Argentine superstar has just 2 league goals to his name this season after joining the club last summer, while Ronaldo has scored 8 Premier League goals with struggling Manchester United. Lewandowski believes that although Ronaldo won't be able to score 50 to 60 goals in the season anymore, but will certainly hit 30 to 40 goals when Manchester United return to form. Ronaldo is 3.5 years older than me and still scores a lot, but he changed the club, changed tactics. His team is not always successful. When his team regains balance, he can start scoring goals again, Lewandowski told Pilkanoza as captured. He used to have great numbers, impossible numbers. Today, they are just very good numbers. He's probably not going to score 60 goals in a year anymore, but 30 and 40 are still making a difference, Lewandowski said. The expectations of him are quite different, and Messi is a different type of player. It will be harder for him at the age of Cristiano Ronaldo to stay at his goal-scoring level. That was the world news from BGI TV, but before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again. We are set for indefinite strike. FG dribbling horse, ASU. We also brought to you, don't punish drug abusers, treat them. Group to Akwa Ibom government. Police drag man to court over alleged 9.6 million naira fraud in Osun. Court sentences internet fraudster to 4 months in prison. We also brought to you on Anifa's mother. Lack of legal representation stalls the arraignment of suspects. IPOB, I will not tolerate smear campaign, division in fighting, Nnamdi Kanu warns. Gunmen invade Anambra community, kill traffic official. We also brought to you a very shocking, disheartening one. All AU students, police withdraw murder case against Adedoyin. And to foreign story, France to scrap COVID-19 test rule for vaccinated travelers. And finally, sport. It will be harder for you at Ronaldo's age, Lewandowski to Messi. Thank you for watching. For more updates on YouTube channel, the handle is Babagbagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell of all for updates. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page to enable you have access to our broadcast. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advertisements of goods and services and products, coverage of events and functions, the phone number streaming on your screen is the number to dial. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good evening.